Etsy news. Let's talk about sneaky updates and Etsy fees and what's coming in the next week because you're going to want to stay tuned. Let's dig into it. So, first things first, global and domestic pricing not working in the UK. I've had quite a few people talk about this. It seems issues. We're supposed to have different prices for global and domestic shipping to be able to offer free shipping to the US, basically. And that way to roll it in the fact that shipping to the US is just so much more expensive. This was something Etsy brought out a few years ago, but it's not working. When buyers are purchasing, the sellers are, they're getting charged the wrong fees. So support staff used to tell sellers to use the old listing form to set it up, but now the old listing form has been retired, but this has not been fixed yet. So if you're having an issue with this, definitely contact Etsy support. The more people that bug about an issue, the quicker an issue is likely to be fixed. I mean, yeah, obviously they're aware about it. If the support staff used to have a tell to be able to say, yeah, we know it's not working, go here. Now it's definitely not working and that fix doesn't work. So the more people that tell them this is a necessary thing, the better, one would hope. Are Etsy slowly, quickly rolling out Etsy Explore? I have a theory we're going to hear a little more about Etsy Explore. If you haven't heard about it, if you haven't heard me talk about it, it's a feature that Etsy started trialing, a couple of years ago now. What they were talking about was a place where sellers could make videos about their items, about the creation of their items, anything like this, to make what I'm going to call crafty TikTok. And then buyers would hopefully be able to see these videos, be entertained, and fall in love with sellers and go and buy from them. But this rolled out and it was only to iPhone users and it wasn't really being seen by buyers because it was a test. So, upload a load of videos and then once we've got enough, we'll show them. Obviously, you don't want to roll out a feature when there's no videos there. It's been several years and this hasn't rolled out further than an iPhone. But now several people have told me on the iPhone app, the buyer's app, you're seeing this little posts option on the menu and that takes you to Etsy Explore. So that is like front and center on the iPhone Etsy app. So good, I think. I think this sounds like this is something they're planning to shout out about pretty soon. But come on, guys, we really need this rolled out to more than iPhone users. If you're going to make a big deal about this, it has to be available to Android as well. All the rest of us that don't have an iPhone, because this potentially could be a great feature. And it is simply not fair to make a feature only available to a certain amount of sellers. This has the potential, if it is rolled out and shouted about, it has the potential to be shown to a lot of buyers when something opens up brand new on the site. All the buyers will go and look at it. So it has a potential to really boost people who have an iPhone in a shop. So I see it a bit unfair. Now, I know people who've been using this for the years and they're going, it's rubbish though, I'm not getting any views. You're not getting any views yet because it wasn't designed yet to be doing this. Well, people are getting views. It looks like there's a statistics page. You can get some details on how your videos are doing and stuff. So you're already ahead of the rest of us, but you won't have loads of views because in reality it's only sellers who are keeping up with this kind of thing that are really aware of it. Slowly now buyers who see this button will go, posts, what's this? Click on it and they'll see something. But this is a soft launch, as it were. I have a feeling when Etsy's happy that it's all there, they will shout about this. This is going to be one of their marketing things. And I'm pretty sure this is going to tie into the whole keep Etsy human that they're talking about more and more and more, because what's more human than the people behind the shops showing you how they make their items? Simple for me. So Etsy, roll it out to everyone or nobody. That's my thoughts anyway. Again, a large number of people. I mean, this was the Etsy forums, two posts, one on top of each other on the front page, immediately saying Etsy ad campaigns turned on automatically, Etsy ad campaigns set up without my permission. Of course, Etsy support staff can't look into this massively. They'll just go, oh, you must have done it yourself. And we have no way to prove that we didn't accidentally do something. Now, a couple of people have said there was like a banner on their dashboard to say something about ads, and when you hit the learn more, they think that automatically turned their ads on. I haven't seen this, so I can't comment on that. Other people are saying, which makes a whole lot of sense, when a certain listing are relisted or renewed, it might be a little bug that they're coming up with the individual button for the ads being on sort of automatically. So that listing, when it's renewed, suddenly starts advertising. So that turns your ads on to say this listing's been advertised. But let me know what you're seeing. Check your ads. I check mine. I've had them turned off since I did my holidays because I haven't had time, and mine are still turned off, and I've had sales and I've relisted things and I've played around. Thankfully nothing's happened with me, but check them, let me know what you're seeing, and obviously let Etsy know. Another thing, if a couple of people message and say, hey, my ads have been turned on and I didn't do it, Etsy just goes, oh, you might have hit the button by mistake. If tens of thousands of people message Etsy, then they might start listening and go, oh, is there an actual problem here? Seems to be a test on listings. I'm actually interested why people aren't madder about this. I'm not mad at it, but I can understand why some people will. Now, it seems... I checked to start with and I thought I couldn't see it, and then Jessica let me know certain shops that she could see it on, and I went and had a look and I could see the same thing. So let me explain what we're seeing. Used to see, it would say something like only one left, or, this is popular or something. But now the details when you open a listing are getting a little bit too detailed. It's in 299 carts, fair enough. Most of us know that doesn't mean a whole lot. People put things in their carts. But 3 bought this in the past 24 hours. Now, I know this is a kind of thing that you see on lots of other sites to say, this is really popular. Look, people are buying it. So if something said, there's only one of these left and 3 people bought it in the past 24 hours, you'd go, oh, I really better buy. But if these numbers are accurate, then I can see some sellers being quite annoyed because their individual sales data for a listing is supposed to be private. It's not in the API. Tools like eRank can't get this kind of data. Any numbers that you see of individual listing sales, that is estimates that the tools make based on, their own algorithms, whatever plans they have. But if Etsy is saying 3 people bought this or 20 views on this listing in the past 24 hours, that is giving away data that basically your competitors could click through your listings in your shop and go and look and go, oh, this is the top seller right now. So, okay, if you're wanting to snoop on your competition, now's a good time to do it. But if you're not wanting your competition to snoop on you, you might be mad about this. Let me know what you think. For me personally, yeah, go and have a look at my shop. You're not going to learn anything. I'm not selling millions. But it could really be clear, not just on what someone's bestseller is, but how many sales that bestseller's making. And I think that'll make some people not happy. I say I think. I know because I also work for eRank, and I hear occasionally some people will message and things and say, eRank's showing data about my shop, take it off eRank. And it's like, that's just not the unprivate data, the public, there's the word. That's just the public data that Etsy allows. The number of sales of an individual listing is private data. I get this is probably a test. I don't know if Etsy will keep it. I get that it really could work to help to drive extra sales. If there's only a couple of these left and so many people are buying, you might go, oh, that it does that, urge to scarcity type thing. But let me know what you all think. That's all I can say there. Interestingly, random thing. You see these tags by shops all the time. I don't think I've seen a responsive seller for a while, but I was incognito searching for my shop to look through and see if all these kind of sales things were accurate. I haven't got enough data to be able to tell you 100% if they're accurate, but I noticed when my listings came up, these were all listings from my shop. You can see my shop name all on the same page, and in 3 out of the 4 it said I was a responsive seller, and in 1 it doesn't. And it kind of doesn't make sense. And I checked, and all of my bookmarks, it doesn't say I'm a responsive seller. And in my dog sculptures, it says I'm a responsive seller. They're all in the same shop, they're just in a different section. And that's interesting. I suppose I don't get so many messages about the bookmarks because most of them, I do some custom ones, but most of them are ready made, so people don't message me. Whereas my custom dogs, people have to message me. We chat in messages. So I wonder if they're showing that responsive seller by type of category of item. Never seen it before. Very interesting. I wanted to talk about this. Now, Depop is part of the Etsy family. It's not Etsy. We don't usually talk about the other bits of the brands. But people are saying, do I think that Etsy is going to increase its fees again? I don't think the actual fees are going to increase. I bet you if they do, they will increase on Wednesday. I'll explain that in a little while. If the fees are going up, I think it'll be on Wednesday. But, and also I think rather than fees going up, things have been added. Like we said last week, Etsy are adding a regulatory operating fee to Canada of just over 1%. So fees have gone up. They're going in other countries, oh, we're adding this. So you can say, oh, the fees are only 5%, but with a regulatory operating fee of 1%, your fees have gone up, basically. So there might be sneak fees. There might be, it's like politicians, isn't it? No increase in taxes, but we're adding this little thing that everybody has to pay, but it's not really a tax. So, yeah, kind of. I don't think fees will go up, but in Depop, which is people who can, it's like a used clothes eBay thingamajig, buying secondhand clothes. So it used to have a 10% selling fee, which sounds really high. I'm assuming that includes the payment processing, everything's all in one. I don't know. I haven't looked into Depop much, but like Etsy, sellers used to have to pay that fee. So if you sold something for $100, you would pay a fee of $10 that would be taken off you to Etsy. But Depop is removing those selling fees and putting it onto the buyer fees. So instead, you will say you're selling an item for $100 and the buyer will pay $110. So that's interesting, and I suppose Etsy could look at that as a kind of fee structure. Doesn't make a difference because people still have to pay the same. However, I guess this would make sense for new people who come on selling to Etsy. A lot of them are like, oh, what happened here? I sold this item for this price that I figured out was a good price for me, and now all these fees have come off and I have no profit. I'm at a loss. So if sellers don't quite understand, that does make it more simple for them. But just thinking out loud, you still have the problems of like offsite ads and things. That makes it more confusing because they think, oh, we have no fees. Why am I getting charged 15%? So yeah, unless they rolled in the the offsite ads fee into the fee for what buyers sell. I don't think Etsy are going to do this, but it is a possible way, because then they could say it's a fee-free platform. Let me know what you think. I don't think it's going to happen, but my spidey senses did go, oh, that's interesting. Haven't done a shop of the day for quite a while. I noticed a new name when I was looking on the top sellers yesterday. It was the 5th top seller. The ones above are names I've recognized for a while. This isn't a bad shop, actually. It sells patches. Yeah, not much I can say about that. It's 1 year and 9 months old, and just in the past 3 months it's really began taking off. ABLNCO. Note, any of these shops I pull up, I'm not endorsing them or saying they're a great shop or saying they don't have copyright issues. This one does look better than most on the quick look I had, but I'm just pleased to see this, because quite often we see new shops who come in and they understand how to scam and they take off with thousands of listings right from the start. I'm not saying everyone who's a big seller is a scammer, but we do get people who come in who shouldn't be on Etsy, sell things that shouldn't be sold on Etsy, sell thousands in their first couple of months and then get shut down. I think this could be, I'm going to dig into it more, but it could be an example of a shop finding their feet. They've come in and they've sort of built up. January they had a few sales, March they had a few sales, and suddenly they maybe figured it out. So that is perhaps one to watch. If you want, I've not done a version episode of this Etsy shop for a while. I might dig into that one and have a look. As I say, I'm not endorsing them. I can't say what people have licenses to sell, but handmade patches, absolutely allowed on Etsy. They even have a category for it, so that might be cool. Right, brace yourselves. On Wednesday, the Q2 earnings call financial report comes out from Etsy. I say brace yourself for a couple of reasons. First of all, when it comes out, share prices will dip. Generally, they always do. It's likely Etsy will be underperforming again. It's likely it'll be down on last year. So we'll hear all the sky is falling down posts. But the other reason I say brace yourself is when Etsy's going to when Etsy's increased the fees, they've done it just before the earning report. They tend to make big changes just before this report. Now, they might have already have they done a big change recently? Yes, just last week they did the whole changing what can be sold on Etsy. So now, instead of vintage, handmade and supplies, we now have how handmade it is, made by you, designed by you, all that. So that is a big change. There are other changes that I'm expecting from calls that we've heard from Etsy kind of recently. We are expecting something on the dashboard to explain a little more about what helps you rank on Etsy. That might be dropped this week. They tend to not like to drop things. As I say, they like to drop things just before the earnings call. They tend not to like to drop things in the busiest time of the year. So they wouldn't want to do it in 3 months from now, generally, because that's too close to the Christmas period. Although changes to what sellers see on their dashboard isn't a massive difference. But in my thought, if Etsy drops something telling sellers what helps them rank on Etsy, sellers will go ahead and change their best sellers and tank their shop and complain to Etsy. So it'd probably be as well if they did it this week. But good news, I will be going through this. I will have some special guests from other smart Etsy coaches, but we should be doing this on Thursday after the E-Rank video. So that is 3 till 4 Eastern time or 8 till 9 UK time. So yeah, if you're interested in that, really, you want to keep an eye out. We do all the numbers, all the graphs, go through the statements, see if there's any juicy bits. I'll be sitting up on Wednesday night listening to the investor call, taking notes, seeing if there's anything interesting. There's usually some juicy tidbits in this, so brace yourself.
And if you have some dreams to craft and share, Coach Pam's got wisdom, don't despair. Turn your passions into things that bling. With each video, your dreams take wing.